Hello, Internet Bling back again, and today we're going to talk about 200k with one Shine On product. This is one necklace. I've talked about it before. I did another video, I think I got to 164k at that point. Sales have now crossed 200k, still going. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to continue to push this product. Things have slowed down quite a bit. It is getting harder to make sales. However, that is, I think, quite a lot to do with Facebook ads being the way they are at the moment, which many of you will probably know. They've been a bit weird since the iOS 14 updates. Few points here. It actually took just over 11 and a half months. July the 2nd, 2020, and we crossed over June the 17th, 2021. So it was pretty much 11 and a half months. It was an evergreen design, which I think is important, and these remain the kind of designs I like to push. So no Father's Day, Mother's Day, anything like that. They're okay for short-term income for sure, and you can make a lot of money pretty quickly with those kind of designs. I prefer long-term products that I can just continue to push all year round. There were several dips, both in the amount of promo I was doing and my income, as you'll see on the Shopify charts in a bit. Due to illness, I've had chronic fatigue for the last 2.5 years now, so I will periodically have to spend a week or 2 weeks or even a month or more in bed, and during those times I can't work at all. I have to yank ads and everything begins to go downhill until I can get well again and get back out of bed and get back on the computer. So there is that. I also I've actually made 3 variants of the design. One I've only just made in the last few weeks, not really got started on that, but I made 2 variants of the original design while I was quite heavily involved in promotion last year, and they netted me another 800 units plus. So all in all, in total, in exactly 1 year, July the 2nd, 2020 to July the 2nd, 2021, turned over 260k in total with Shine On, which I think is pretty good. This is all time. Today is July the 3rd, the morning of, so you can see just over 260,000 in revenue and over 5,200 units sold. And then if we go to my main winner here, and if we go July the 2nd, 2020, and we go to June the 17th, 2021. You can see here net sales for this just cost over 200,000 here. If we go to a year, I'll have to go back, go to a year exactly, which was yesterday, they are 202,000. So pretty mad, really, that I've made that much out of just one necklace. Another 58,000, I guess, in revenue compared to 202 here. So yeah, all in all, pretty good year. As I said, I have been ill for quite a few periods of the year. It's not been a year's work at all. I have been ill quite a lot the last year, and I've also been working on other stuff I do online as well. So haven't put 100% of my time into Shopify or Shine On. But even so, I think it's a pretty decent amount to make off one little necklace. These are the luxury necklaces, the heart pendant type ones. I know a lot of other people choose to do the message cards. I don't really sell many of those. I just do mainly these necklaces. You can see out of the variants, by far and away the most popular one was the silver variant with the engraving. Next one down was the silver variant without the engraving, and then the 18k gold ones were not quite as popular, but still 22,000 for the gold with the engraving and just about 10k for the gold without engraving. But you can see by far and away the most popular one, and over half the money was made with the cheaper silver variant with the engraving. And if we just go to, this is my products in the Shine On app, and you can see here I've had to black out a lot of this, my apologies. The top winner here, 4,165 orders to date on that necklace, and then these 2 here, the 568 and the 246. These are just two of the variants of this original design. Really easy to make. Both the design and the wording on the necklace was exactly the same. I just literally changed a few tiny elements. This was after suggestions put in the comments by people on Facebook. They suggested the design changes to me. I realised that I could make those changes, push other niches, and easily did another 800 units just by using a little change on the design. These other units here, I haven't moved that many of other necklaces or whatever. I tried out a few of the message cards. These are mainly the luxury necklaces, to be honest, and I have sold a few of the units in these, obviously, which explains the totals here. The ads strategy I used, which I will go into a lot more detail in my ads manager in a little bit. When I started last year, at the beginning of July, I just did open targeting ABO campaigns at the time. They worked immediately. I think at the time I had both the design was original, not many people were using it, and Shine On were quite new at that point as well, so it was quite easy to get uptake with this product. I then built up the custom audiences, and as fast as I could, the minute they kind of hit about 1,000 each, I just attacked lookalikes, view content, add to cart, initiate checkout, and then finally purchase lookalikes. And I just tried them all out, 1% all the way up to 10. And I found the most productive lookalikes after testing all of these, and they tended to be the higher numbers, right? Which was quite strange to me at the time, but no point arguing with what's happening. The higher number lookalikes were by far the better performers, so 8%, 9%, they were just working the best. So I just rinsed and repeated with these lookalikes. I also, as I've previously mentioned, started pushing design variants of the original in exactly the same way. Open targeting, building up custom audiences, and then trying lookalikes. So let's just have a little look at my Shopify income for this point. You can see this is the first month here. This is when I started promo, July the 2nd. You can see things went up pretty quickly. You can see the uptake on the first month here. This was July 2020. I did a 25k here easily. There's no issues at all. I just scaled up. But if we expand this to the whole year of Shine On, my first year, if we go July the 2nd to July the 2nd, you can see here that there was this initial uptake here where things exploded with this necklace. And then over time, the first drop here was at the beginning of September. I'll explain that in a minute. And then you can see a few more here. So there was one November, we went up again, obviously, over the Christmas period. And then things dropped off over the new year. And they went up again in March, and kind of I've been holding them together a little bit. But a lot of these drop points here, right? September, November, January, and then May. All these points are either one of two things. I was either ill, promo began to drop off because I was in bed, unable to keep track of ads, kept having to kill campaigns, or there were errors with Facebook. The first one of which came at the beginning of September 2020. You can see here at the beginning, things just went up from pretty much nothing right up to I was pushing about 2k a day pretty easily, quite a while all through August. And then with no explanation at all, once we got into September, things just dropped. And looking back, I can only see this as maybe an algorithm change in Facebook or something like that, but I didn't change anything on my end. Potentially other people got hold of my product. That's always a possibility as well. I don't know. But I remember just having to kill off the vast majority of all my Facebook campaigns at that point, which was a huge pain. My income dropped to about a quarter of what it was. And then we kind of went along here. We got another even worse drop about in November time. I don't know why that was. We go along Christmas, we have a little peak back then where I began to push a bit harder. I got ill again in the new year, and also you usually get a bit of a drop off. I've noticed this. I've been in ecom now since about 2014, and you can get a little bit of a drop off after the Christmas rush. So that went on as well. And then I can't remember exactly when I started messing with CBO properly, but it probably would have been about here, March or April time, and I was able to pick things up again. And then we get into April, May time of 2021, and all the iOS changes start to happen. Been a bit of a roller coaster year, really, with one thing and another. Being ill has not helped me at all. That's just a constant pain in my arse. Nothing I can really do about it apart from work when I can and sleep when I have to. That's just how things have worked out. But I'm going to go into Ads Manager in a minute. If we just go back to the slideshow and Ads Strategy 2, if you like. Once I found Ronnie McKenzie's CBO method in his awesome blog post that I've talked about in another YouTube of mine, you can look for that on the channel. I started to move from ABO into CBO campaigns, and I just took the top lookalikes that had worked the best. I just took them, copied them, moved them to CBO, and scaled again using his 4x5, that's just my little name for it, ad set method. That worked and has worked and continues to work really well, and I'm using that now. And you just kill the losers, scale the winners out of the ad sets that you make every day, and rinse and repeat. And that's pretty much the ads strategy that I've used over the last year to get 200k out of this product. Scaling, in all honesty, when Facebook is behaving itself anyway, is not the hard part, okay? It really isn't. When you get a working product, as has been shown here, it's quite easy. You just pump in the money and you'll make it back until, I guess, other people begin to copy it or whatever. But once you get a working product, scale hard and scale fast, and you'll make a lot of money. That's the hard part, really. You need to find a design and the wording that works, whether you do message cards or luxury necklaces or whatever you do. That's what you need to nail. And once you nail that, scaling ads is really quite easy. Okay, so let's get into Ads Manager. I've filtered out results here for Hum. I use little acronyms for all my campaigns. So these are Hum, and you'll see spent over 103,000 US on ads for this one campaign. So honestly, haven't worked out the profits. It's probably about 25%, 26-ish. I never really looked too much at that, honestly. But let's go to first month of ads, and I'll do a little breakdown month by month. People seem to like that kind of thing. Right, July 2020. All right, so you can see these are the campaigns that I used this month, and all the others are zero because they're newer. I started with these just ABO campaigns here. Right, let's do the first week, right? Let's just do that. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't spending much here at all on this first week, and I just started, I think, with this $10 a day purchase campaign, ROAS. That worked, so I duplicated it and did 25 on that. I also started a CBO campaign here as well at $50 a day, and I started a retargeting campaign immediately, 30-day view content, and all of these were high ROAS, 2.7, 3.5, 2.5. This is lower, but you'll see this picks up, I believe, if we go into the next week. All right, so this is first half of July, and I'm just pushing traffic through. These are mostly all open targeting campaigns. So CBO $50 a day. This is a ABO $50 a day. The original ABO campaign at $10 a day. The retargeting still together. This one I'd killed, the ABO at 25 a day. And then these were a few intersection campaigns. So ABO open targeting with necklace, and I think that was handmade jewellery, something like that. But all of this is just pushing the data through. ROAS was working really well. I also, in fact, to a point where I expanded this CBO campaign, I made a duplicate and took that up to 75 a day. that didn't exactly perform, but money was expanding and my custom audiences were also increasing, and that was what I wanted. So I continued to work that for this first month. I think it was in week 3. Yeah, week 3 I'd already started lookalikes on page view of this product, just trying out a few here, and you can see this was a 5% of the page view, and this was a view content 60 day. That one wasn't working. This one was working fine. This one was working fine. ROAS is mostly pretty good. I tried 100 a day on the CBO view content 60 day lookalikes. That didn't work out, but you can see almost everything else is working. If we just look at July as a whole, I started to expand. Because Facebook is broken, you can't see totals here at all, which is just an error at the minute. I can't really do anything about it. You can see the total spend, but not the total overall ROAS, total purchases, total purchase conversion value. You can go back to the store. If we go July, 2020, you'll see 25,000 in July. Just under 9,500 spend, completely acceptable. Let's move into August. Things got better in August, just under 55k in sales. And if we change to August 2020 in Facebook ads, you'll see I'd upped spend quite a lot, and 23,000 in spend, and I really began to expand lookalikes here. Page view, I was trying add to carts, initiate checkouts, I had retargeting on the go, and just all these, you can see by the abbreviations of what they are. I label all my campaigns like this so I know where I am. So you've got hum, which is the necklace, and then IC, ATC, view content or whatever, and I was just trying out. At this point, things were working really well. Not every campaign would work. I would lose a bit of money here and there. The ROAS wouldn't be quite right. I mean, look here, we've got a 1.29, 1.46. All of these are under. But for the most part, August was really decent and turned over nearly 55k in sales in August. September, I believe, is where things dropped off. Yeah, we're back to 25k again. And I'd had to kill a load of ads, if I remember. So if we move to September, yeah, see, I only spent 6,700. Loads of campaigns just stopped working. It was quite painful to watch. I mean, profit-wise, things were okay. I mean, 6,700 spend for 25.5k in sales, that's not bad at all. And then if we move into October, dropped to 20k, and spend has dropped again. Yeah, you can see I wasn't spending a lot of money here at all. The few campaigns that I have left on were working, and these are and still remain actually my best lookalikes. They were already beginning to come into prominence here and work out which ones were which. This is a high value 9% lookalike of the necklace, and add to cart 9% as well. Initiate checkout 8% over the last 180 days. Mostly this high value 9% here is really working out. Moving into November. Right, November things dropped even more, 17,000 and 7,000 spend. So I'd begun to try some more ads again here. October, I believe, I was just kind of over it all after the big drop in September. I lost interest and started working on other stuff. I do run other businesses online and do other things to earn money, so I just kind of had enough of it in October. I started to try more campaigns again out in November, and then you can see in December, because it was Christmas, things began to move up a little bit. I spent just over 10k on ads, and I believe things increased again in December. Yeah, back up to 23,000. January, this is when I believe we had another drop off. Yeah, my ad spend dropped again, and as did sales. Not even 16,000. This is just the ups and downs of ads, you know. I kept trying things. You can see ROAS dropped quite a lot here, and it was beginning to get harder to make money. Earlier in 2021, February, what did we do then? Wow, yeah, so 10.5k. I was in a period of illness here, if I remember. So February, yeah, I mean, look, yeah, okay, this is when I was ill. So I just had pretty much one campaign on for this whole month. ROAS was just over break-even point, which is about 1.65, I think, on this necklace. So I just left this on and I was in bed. I killed off all ads. Did that go through March as well? Well, March was when we got COVID, wasn't it? But yeah, so February and March, I know, March I did a few more ads. This is when COVID was hitting. ROAS, as you can see, is a bit all over the place, not the best. How are we doing for stats? February, March, 23k. All right, that's not awful. So that was a pretty good overall. Let's have a look. April, 25k in April. This is 2021, isn't it? So let's go into April. All right, I'd up spend a little bit. So almost 12k. Just continue to work lookalikes. You know, you can see here, everything is lookalikes and has been for a while now. I'm just running pure lookalikes. I'm not even sure if I've got my open targeting campaigns on now at all. It's just everything is lookalikes. They work, so I continue to push them. May 2021, back down to 16. Bad month. Although I had really killed spend by quite a bit as well. Going into June, this was when we hit 200k on the product. This month, wow, but pretty much a crap month. Not even 9k, probably wasn't sending much. June, yeah, I mean, not a lot spent. That pretty much takes us up to the present day. Like I said, a bit of a roller coaster, a lot of me being ill, and a few periods of, in fact, I mean, if we look back, I can't remember exactly when the Facebook ads changes happened, but it's been crazy all over the place the last 3 months, for me anyway. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's hard to get a break. Back to the year again. That's pretty much it. Just a bit of a rough ads breakdown, really. I didn't want to go too into detail. Mistakes I made. I should have scaled harder and faster originally here, and I think that was really key. I'd worked up to about 1,000 a day spend on ads, and I really should have pushed harder. When I first had this product here, I was pretty much probably the only person pushing it at one point. Now I know quite a few other people are, but if I'd have scaled harder, like I said earlier in the video, once you get a working product and the ROAS is in a good place and you can push it, scale hard, scale fast, push it up as fast as you can, make the money while you can, because other people are going to steal that product off you at some point. There's all these spy tools out there. That's how a lot of people just look for product now. They just troll the Facebook feed using these spy tools and they'll just steal your product right off you. That happens all the time. It is part of e-com, but it's not a very nice part, especially when you have a winner. That's just what happens. I should have scaled harder and faster in the first place. It would have been nice not to have been ill. And yeah, I've moaned about that enough in this video, so I won't say anything more about that. I should have got into CBO earlier. I was trying them originally, but I was just trying the one campaign, one ad set, one ad sort of, and just changing it from an ABO to a CBO. Once I found this method here outlined by Ronnie McKenzie, that really helped push things up. It uses automation on Facebook ads to kill off the losers, and once I got into that, that really helped push things up for the second quarter of 2021, I would say. I could have made or even tested more design variants for different niches of this necklace. That could have made me some more money as well. And just the last thing I'm going to say, this method that Ronnie uses relies on Facebook ads automation, right, which will cut ads off at a certain point when the metrics aren't in the right place. It works really well when Facebook ads automation works. Like every other aspect of Facebook ads right now, it works sometimes, other days it won't work, and then it starts working again, or other days it won't work at all, and it's just really unpredictable. It's all over the place. So I could and should have used a software I've used in the past called RevealBot, and this is a software that plugs into Facebook ads and it works. It's quite expensive, but if you're scaling hard and trying out a lot of campaigns, it will just handle all your automation and just kill off the losing ads and keep the winners on. So that's another mistake, I guess, that I could have made and made more money with it. However, for now, the battle is over and the war is won. 200k with one product, over $250,000 in a year with Shine On. It's not bad. There are other people out there turning this over a month or even in a week. I'm not a huge fish, not really, but you guys seem to like these videos, so I'm going to continue to make them. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Drop me a comment. I'll always try and answer any questions you might have. Hope you enjoyed this video. Look out for more quite soon. See you in the next one.